All right, let's get this party started. Okay, this is my 10 dog pack for the day. Most of these dogs are very well established in my pack. They've been coming out a minimum of probably at least 6 months. I actually don't have any new dogs in my pack right now, and it's just like that sometimes. I turn down more dogs than I take into my pack. I'm looking for very specific things in order to have the flow that I achieve with these dogs. Then, like, one of the biggest mistakes I see people make is thinking that with training, their dog should be able to be in any situation, any environment, and be successful. That just ain't so. What it requires to be successful in this pack, the standard is so high that majority of dogs are not going to fit on it based on how I want to feel, how I want to work with these dogs while they're with me. The number one thing that I'm working on when I work my dogs in a pack in order to maintain sensitivity with multiple dogs, is having a very specific relationship with pressure. So anytime I have dogs on leash with me and I feel pressure, I'm not asking for a sit, I just was asking for more softness. I hold my dogs accountable every time they hit the end of the line. Anytime I feel pressure, they get information from me, period, point blank. I want them to have the freedom to explore and also be sensitive to me. So that looks like them having the authority to choose. I'm not holding my dogs back from making mistakes. I don't pull them out of here and ask them to sit. I pull them out of here, let them do their thing, establish our relationship with pressure right off the get-go, as soon as they come out of the car, giving them information before we've even done the walk. This process is probably going to take me about 15 minutes, all said and done. Prepping for the walk is really important. It has nothing to do with me waiting for my dogs to be calm, me setting the tone in a way that is like hyper structured, hyper stringent. It's more so about, like, I'm not focused on their body position. I'm focused again on the level of sensitivity. That is what I'm going to rely on as we migrate through my walk, as we encounter different things. I want you to have the ability to choose to move away things. That's why I use a long line in my pack, so the dog has plenty of space and doesn't receive any pressure on the leash, can make decisions moving around, moving towards something or moving away, and I can give them information at the same time. Okay, so Miha's here because we're parked right in front of her house, and so I don't even put her in the car. This is a route that I walk probably for the last 12 years, and there's a level of responsibility that comes with walking a pack. I walk in the same places all the time. I want to know what to expect. I don't walk at a different place every time and ask for high levels of sensitivity. They also sets me up to fail. I can only ask my dogs to be so sensitive when we're competing with the environment. If I'm in a new environment every single time, it's so exciting. There's so much to explore and take in, and I can only be so interesting when I'm just a human. Dogs are connected to the environment. My hopes is that they could explore the environment and still be sensitive and connected to me, right? So where I'm parked, I have visuals of both directions of the street. I'm not on a corner. I'm not in a place where I could unexpectedly have something come up. That's the responsibility piece, is I'm already taking into account all the things that I could have control of that would lead to a safer, more reliable walk. So it's like, I've tested where I'm at. I choose the right dogs. I take the time. I'm aware of so many factors, who I have to be to step into having a beautiful, well-controlled, well-maintained pack when I have 10 dogs in my hands. I cannot be careless, thoughtless. I could, it just means I'm not going to have as good of a walk and could put myself in some tricky situations. I would rather be intentional, think of all the different factors that I could be aware of, like choosing the right environment, having visibility, knowing the types of dogs that are in this neighborhood, knowing the types of people, how much traffic there is on the street. Like, I have all those things dialed because I'm responsible for this pack, and I understand me being passive about all the variables doesn't make me a reliable leader. It's not saying that you have to be hyper vigilant and controlling of everything at all times, but I am responsible for the things that I can control. I take my time, I establish protocols so that when the pressure is on, I have a level of connection that can be tapped into very easily. Sensitivity that can be dialed into with like feather touch on the leash, or just me saying something, or me just looking at a dog. I have many different ways that I communicate with my dogs. And so there's a lot of layers that come with this. I have thought about all of them. I've been doing this for 18 years, 5 days a week. So I've had a lot of time to practice and consider. When you're building a relationship with your dog, working with multiple dogs, or working with a pack, you have to think about and consider different things that are going to impact your relationship, different things that you could be responsible for, and then step into and pivot when things happen. Like, you blaming everyone else for things that happen while you're out working with your dog is not fair. If you have a dog that requires management, then you got to manage them. If your dog is not friendly with all dogs, maybe you should have a muzzle on. That way, if you do hit an unexpected dog, you could be responsible for the dog that you had and not make it about what someone else who didn't have any of the information or training was expected to do. They're just expected to know because you have a behavioral case. It is your responsibility to manage your dog. All right, all that being said, let's get it cracking. So, coming to my car door, barely opening it, giving my dogs a moment to make a choice. Slowly cracking. I want them to feel the energy of, like, I'm not just ripping the door open. I'm just creating some slowness around the door. Creating a little bit of space. And I'm not shoving dogs back. I'm just gently pressing into the chest, asking for a little bit of space. I'll tell you right now, I have a dog down in the cubby hole, and when I went to take this video last week, it just didn't quite work out, but he jumped out right at the beginning because I wasn't paying attention. And I know that he hangs out right there. So I'll tell you what, today I'm paying attention. It's not to say that you never make mistakes, but when something comes up, you don't have to attach your identity to it. Oh my God, I'm a failure because I made a mistake. You have to pay attention and do better the next time. That is your responsibility. Okay, so knowing that that little dog down there popped out anyways, I want to pull out dogs in an order that the dog that needs the most attention and has the most energy comes out first. This is actually the opposite of how most people are taught to do things. I'm not looking for the calmest dog. I'm looking for the dog that needs the most of my presence. So I can give them a ton of information. Then I pull out the more passive dogs when I have less presence to give, and they fall in more easily. So I'm not making my dogs offer something in order to get out. I'm not waiting for them to self-regulate. I'm going to let them get out. I'm going to show them how to be, but I am going to pull out the dogs that I know need the most information first. All right. Got Hank coming out. Doing a little greeting here. Getting some sniffs. Taking a whiz. He's been in the car for a while. I like unloading on the grass here because I want my dogs to have an opportunity to go potty before we start walking, right? And so I can just feel his slip is a little weird here. And even as I'm leaning over doing this, still being mindful of what's going on here. And when I come back, creating a little space again. Again, it's not a competition. Doesn't have to be crazy. I have some people coming out of the house. So, like, taking a moment to see how the dogs respond to things before I just pull another dog out. Like, practicing environmental awareness, letting them make the mistake, taking time to notice how they feel about things, and then giving them information appropriately. He's peeing again. I'm just going to wait a second here because he's going on the side of my car door. I don't want him to go over there because I know once he goes over there, there's going to be tension on that leash. So he's kind of exploring. And again, I'm letting him explore. But if and when I feel pressure on the leash, that's when I'm going to give him information. And the expectation is that if you feel pressure, you need to yield to me. That's something we establish as soon as the dog gets out of the car. And so you can see, like, Miha is excited because the baby, and there's like a lady with a baby that came out, and she's more interested in that. There's nothing wrong with her being alert. I'm not going to address her in any sort of way. Looking at something, experiencing something, and acting on it are two different things. And we tend to want to hold our dogs back from making a mistake because of how it makes us feel, right? Next dog coming out, having a greet. Other dog surging forward, just creating a little bit of space here for myself. Doing a little sniffing. Giving her a second because I can feel all my lines are pulling out, and I want to make sure if and when she hits the end, then I have information for her. Just for consistency's sake. So far, so good. A little technical error. Let's get ourselves plugged back in here. Hey. I don't want them going 2 different directions, even while I'm adjusting my mic. I don't want any moments of pressure. I'm just bringing him a little closer so I can have a little more access to influencing his behavior. All right, mic's back on. Hopefully you all heard that. I guess we'll see. All right, next dog. Sorry, just gonna clean this up. There we go. All right. So again, wow, really having a mic issue here. Okay, let's see what we can do here to make this better. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Cool. We got Sadie here. And you notice I had Sadie's leash on that whole time. She didn't jump out, nor did I invite her out, as I was just getting my mic situated, watching the dogs, seeing what they're doing. She's coming out, cruising around. Hey, so those two, immediate tension on the leash, going over there. She's going over there. I'm going to bring her closer. Softness on the leashes again. I'm going to push her little sister back. Again, allowing them to sniff, check things out, do what they want to do. I am going to have a boundary right here at this door, because once they go past this way, that's where tension on the leash tends to start occurring. And also, they're going out of an area where I have view, and I don't want them going that direction. The action's over here. So see how it's like taking a second? When certain dogs come out, they are going to influence the energy. So you'll notice when Sadie came out, all the dogs started sniffing. She brought a certain energy with her. So I have to like let that settle for a minute. And then once it does, boom, she lays down. Cool. Again, didn't ask her to lay down, never taught her that. That is what she's offering within the boundaries of what I've created when we're together. Hey. Like when I can feel my dogs are exploring and it's taking their energy away from my pack, I'm also going to go ahead and address them and give them information. And so this next lab that I'm bringing out is particularly insensitive on the leash. Her owners have really struggled with like not committing to one style, going back and forth between 3 or 4 different types of leashes. They went to the prong for a while, which actually created a lot more insensitivity for them, because she was just moving into a lot of pressure, versus like I've asked them to use the Halti, because I like that it just creates a softness, but also gives a lot of control and direction of a big dog like her. When it's just me working with her, I don't need a nose lead on her, but for a dog who's very scenty, it can be helpful. And if I have a big pack, or for example, like when you guys come out for that shadow day, I'll probably put her on a nose lead, because I already know she requires a little bit more presence and information. And so if I have a distraction factor, like if there's someone else here, or if I have a lot of dogs, then I put the training wheels on. It has nothing to do with our relationship or how she feels about me. It's just understanding what her capacity is and adjusting my service based on that. All right. Next we have Cleo, very soft, submissive energy, really sweet dog. Her brother is the one that they recommended be euthanized. A person in a rescue who doesn't know him, doesn't know anything about him. What a sad piece of information. He's fine. He's going to be great. We're going to help coach his owners and get him into a good space where, honestly, his issues are totally manageable. I removed him from my pack for a couple weeks just to allow his nervous system to reset. Again, they're all sniffing, but it's with softness. And again, if they hit the end of the leash, hey. So like Miha's creating a little tangle here. So I actually move her so that Sadie can still do her thing. Next dog can come out. Got Coco. And so you'll notice she's kind of like going that way. I'm going to go and bring her back over here, just because I'd prefer her to be a little closer. So again, sometimes the dog comes out and leads the energy a certain way. So I'm just kind of letting them know I actually would like you a little closer to me. Easier for me to influence you. Easier for you to stay sensitive in a way that you're capable of. The farther away from me you are, the more difficult it is for me to maintain sensitivity. So if I have a dog who I know is being insensitive, I'm going to ask them to be close. Next, we got Igloo, another super sensitive dog in my pack. Very sweet, soft dog, very easy on the leash. I don't categorize my dogs based on pack positions. Pack positions change. They are conditional based on who is in the pack, what the environment is like. A little bit of avoidance here. Hey, even though Miha's being friendly and Igloo's not a problem, Igloo's just letting her know. That's actually too much social pressure for me right now. I'd prefer a little space. Let's see how she's continuing to avoid. Hey, I'm gonna bring her back over here. Come here. Hank's back over here. She's back over here. Just letting her know it's not a big deal. She can back up and take space if she wants, but not that direction, right? So again, giving her authority to choose. I don't need everybody to be besties all the time. I want you to move away if you don't like something. So like she actually likes Sadie. She's more interested in having a social interaction with her. So I see a dog coming up the street. Coco, calling her over, recall, holding till she's here. Hey, she's looking down. I'm not going to recall you. And then when you come to me, I get zero acknowledgement. And I'm not holding pressure. I'm just holding. I'm also watching this lady with her dog. I'm not getting any acknowledgement from Coco yet. Hey, boom, there we are. I just wanted a little bit of visual eye contact. So I have a lady coming and I'm going to move out into the street preventatively so I can create some space for myself. I don't wait for things to play out. I take action. That's what a leader does. I want to make sure that I have time and space to manage these dogs. Hold. Hold is my automatic stop word. It just means like stop on a dime. And I keep my dogs quite sensitive for that. I want to be able to move quickly when I need to and maintain sensitivity, not have it like rile everybody up. So again, just waiting, taking my time. Good morning. It's actually another walker that I know. Hey. No. She likes to work her dog off my pack, which is totally fine. A little bit of disagreement from Hank. Hey. No. No. Shh. Leash correction. You guys can't see it because I'm not in front of the camera. Hey. He's looking back. I'm telling him no. What? Much softer now. He's thinking. And so I'm just waiting and maintaining. I'm still standing behind my car here, just kind of waiting for the other person to move with their dog so I can come back and continue the unloading process. But I always give space. I don't let things play out that I don't have control of. If I see you coming my way and I have a pack full of dogs, I'm going to get out of the way. If I'm walking down the street and your dog feels a certain way, I'm going to take space. I preemptively move with my pack. I'm always looking for safety and advocacy. The person has moved on. I'm going to go ahead and come back. We haven't even walked yet, guys. Look at my pack. Look at these dogs. Sensitive. Ready to work. Okay, so coming back over here, going from the pavement to the grass, I'm going to take a second. We also had a dog pass by this area, so there's going to be some like activation with scent. Just watching, looking how my dogs are responding. Dog's still over there, so Cleo has a little bit of attention over there. Attention, but not tension. I don't care if she looks alertedly. It's acting on it. We're so quick to want to suppress things. Oh my God, they looked at something and it made them feel a certain way. Stop it now. What might it mean about me? I'm making it funny because I want you to hear how silly it is sometimes. These ways that we define ourselves through very unreliable information, right? Hey, Hank hitting a little bit of leash pressure here. I want him to stay closer. He is the one who was barking too, so I don't want him going way over there. I'd prefer him to be here with me, my energy. Doors opening. 2 more to go. Okay. And again, like, look how much my dogs choose to settle. Hey. And if they don't, creating the boundary. I have Coco over here. See how anytime Coco goes over there, everyone goes over there. She's the eldest dog in my pack. I notice those things. I'm always taking note. You see how when I touched the leash that time, she just came right over. I barely even had to put any pressure. That's accountability. That's me being so predictable. So predictable that they go, I know exactly what she wants. Hey. Holding, 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 waiting, holding, not for a sit. I want acknowledgement. See how her brain's over there? Hey. Boom, there it is. That's right. I'm not recalling you to come over here and be disconnected over here. I'm not interrupting your behavior so that you could just be over here and still not pay attention to me. That's the follow through piece. I'm watching you. If I give you information, I want to know you took it in. I want to be acknowledged. I want to see that it made you feel a certain way. For me, I love to always do head count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. I have 10 dogs today. That's a great number. Doing a head count just helps you keep you present and in the moment. If you only have one dog, obviously, you're not going to be doing a head count. Hank seeing a bird, he's just having thoughts. Cool. Not acting on it. Sweet. Larry is next. Larry, very soft doodle in my pack. Good guy. Good dog. Funny guy. Definitely a bit of a humper when he gets very excited. He won't do that if my dog Bernard is in the pack. And it's not that Bernard has ever corrected him. He's never tried to hump Bernard. It's that the pecking order is different. The pack order changes based on who's in it and how they feel about being in that pack, right? All right. I actually have too many leashes here. I just got one more. My last dog is up front because he doesn't like sharing intimate space with other dogs. He's great on the walks. He doesn't mind getting bumped into and all that stuff. But he doesn't love how intimate my back seat is. When there's like 10 dogs back there, I don't have a huge van. It's intimate. They lay together. There's plenty of space. But that's not his vibe. And so I just let him sit in the front. Or he could be in a crate if my car had the ability to have a crate in there. I want to make sure that the dogs feel comfortable in my pack. I don't force the parts to fit. He's great in every other way except for that. He doesn't love to ride in the back seat, so I can easily accommodate that. Back. Feeling a little bit of tension there. Also, sometimes when I feel tension, I actually have to give more leash. Sometimes it's me creating the tension. That right there, boom. Softness all the way over to me. Thank you. Yes. Okay. You'll notice I don't do a ton of positive marking. I basically just tell my dogs what I don't like, and then I let them have the freedom to do whatever they want outside of that. Last dog coming out. Again, you'll see this dog is more avoidant. He's not going to come out and be like, oh my God, I'm so excited to see everyone. He has like 2 or 3 dogs that he's like, yes, I really like those dogs. And then the rest, he's like, it's fine if I walk with you, but like, let's not have dinner together or anything, you know? So he's coming out. He's also been out for 2 weeks. And you notice how like when the dogs come towards him, he kind of gets out of there. And so what I can do is support him in those moments. Hey, no. Because he doesn't need the pressure of like 5 dogs trying to greet him at once. He likes Hank. I'm cool with that. He's cool with a one-on-one greeting, so I facilitate that for him. Give him a moment to get his little snooters out. He'll probably take a pee and a poo. He's pretty predictable like that. So rather than waiting for him to pee and poo later, I'm like giving him an opportunity now so it doesn't disturb my flow of my walk so much. When you see him, the way he kind of moves is kind of like, he has a certain energy to him. He likes dogs that are more submissive than him, but still a little avoidant. Hey, no, leash correction. There's nothing wrong with correcting. You just don't be cranking and yanking and overcorrecting. That was very clear to him. I said, stop pestering him. He goes, oh, okay, that's all you wanted? Cool, done. Took one bop on the leash for like 3 seconds. It wasn't like super powerful. And again, following through, because the greet already happened, Hank is just kind of like actually wanting to play. There's like an attraction there. So that's why he's like continuing to put pressure on him. And so I'm just like moderating that. I'm letting Moose like get his pee in without Hank trying to play. And again, it's not that Moose is not interested, but I'm just advocating for Moose to let him know you can have intimate moments like where you're going potty and things like that. And you don't have to worry about 50 different pressures being in this pack. Hey, thank you. And so he is hitting a little bit at the end of the leash. A couple more sniffs here. Now we're ready to walk. So like this is the amount of work that goes into me preparing for a walk. Hank's over there again. No. Strong no. I already told him no a few times. So yeah, I am going to do it stronger the next time. It's not that I always want to escalate my energy, but I'm watching him and holding him accountable. And I'm also testing what makes him feel a certain way. Certain things make him feel differently. It's not that I've eradicated his interest in this dog. No. But I'm just creating some guidelines of what I want him practicing right now. Okay, so dogs are all ready to rock, and we're going to go for our walk. I hope this was helpful and valuable. No. And feel free to review and ask more questions as they come up.